Hello everyone, and here is the next video on 8085 microprocessor on my channel. So our today's topic is binary to ASCII code conversion in 8085 microprocessor. That means we will be fetching an 8-bit binary number from some memory location, and we will convert that binary number into its equivalent ASCII code, and then we will store that output into some other memory location. So how we will be doing that? There is a concept behind binary to ASCII code conversion. Okay, it's like a formula. And if you understand this concept well, then by observing the sequences, you can easily write its assembly language program. So let's move on towards the concept of binary to ASCII code conversion. And if you want to know more about 8085 microprocessors and its assembly language program, then you can check out my others videos also. So moving towards our today's topic, how we are going to convert binary code into ASCII code. So the formula is, if the number is lesser than or equals to a, then we will add 30 with that number to convert it into ASCII code. That means, like, if the number is in the range of 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on up to a, so in that case, just add 30 with it and it will be your ASCII code. But if the number is greater than a, then what you will do? In that case, we will add 37 with that number. Okay, so just by implementing these two steps, we can convert any binary number into its equivalent ASCII code. This concept is easy, isn't it? If the number is lesser than a, then add 30, and if the number is greater than a, then add 37 to it. So now we will be writing its assembly language program in 8085. So as we have already seen, our first step will be to input the number. So let's input it from some memory location like D050 hex address. Okay, so that 8-bit binary number will be fetched from D050 hex address, and that data is moved into the accumulator. See, we have to check this number. Okay, whatever data is being loaded into the accumulator, we need to check whether this is lesser than equals to a or it is greater than a. Then only we can decide which one we need to perform, right? So here we will compare that inputted number with a. So let's compare the content of accumulator with 0a hex, right? That means this will do what? The content of accumulator will be immediately compared with the data 0a hex. Now there will be two conditions: either a carry will be generated or a carry is not generated. Let's assume the number we entered is 8. Okay, so 8 will be compared with a. Alright, here 8 is smaller than a, so a carry will be generated, right? This is one case, and let's consider another number like c. Okay, so when c is compared with a, then this data, the first data, that is the inputted data, is greater than the content of accumulator. So in that case, a carry is not generated. Alright, so now we need to write different statements for these two results. That means after comparing the input with 0a hex, we will check whether a carry is generated or not. So we will use the loop jump if a carry is generated. Now see, here if you observe carefully, you can see that 30 is a constant. We are adding 30 to both of them. If the number is lesser than a, then we are adding only 30, and if the number is greater than a, then we are adding 30 plus 7. This 30 will be added for all the data. But what we need to include in our condition is whether to add this 7 or not. So when we are adding this 7, when the number is greater than a, that means in this case a carry is not being generated. So if a carry is generated, let's say it will go to some other location, right? But if a carry is not generated, then it will execute the next statement that is written here. So what it will be? It will be to add the data 07 hex with the content of accumulator. Right, this is the step that we need to do. We need to add 7 if the number is greater than a, and that's what we are doing here. So if a carry is not generated, then we are adding 7 hex with the content of accumulator. But if a carry is generated, then let's say the loop control will come here, and here we will add 30 hex with the content of accumulator. This is add immediate, right? So what's happening for this data? This is C, and in that case a carry is not generated. So this loop will not jump to this location and it will add 7 hex, right? And after this statement, the next statement will be executed, which is to add 30. So what's happening is that 37 hex is being added with this data C. So the ASCII code of C will be C plus 37 hex, right? And that's what we need to do. This data is greater than A, so we need to add 37. But what will happen for this data? 8. Here a carry will be generated, right? So from this location the control will go directly to here, and the content of accumulator will be added with this 30 hex. So the ASCII code of 8 will be 8 plus 30, right? And that's what we need to do. 8 is lesser than A, so we will add 30 with that data. Okay, so I hope you are understanding this. This 30 hex is being added in both the condition, but the main condition is being applied for this addition of 7 hex data. So after this execution, our result is in the accumulator, that is the equivalent ASCII code. Now, as we all know, the last step is to store the result. So let's store the result. We know that the result is in the accumulator. So the next step is to store the result into some location. So we are storing the content of accumulator into D051 hex address and then halt. So the ASCII code of 8 will be 8 plus 30 is equals to 38, and the ASCII code of C will be C plus 37 is equals to 43 hex. Okay. If you add both this data, then you will get 43 as the answer. So this is the ALP for binary to ASCII code conversion. I hope you got it, and if you are having any doubt, you can freely ask me in the comment section. And in the next video, we will see conversion from ASCII code into its equivalent binary code. So do watch out the next video also. And if you like our video, then please subscribe to our channel to support us. Thank you.